and welcome to another video of Appelboom.com. My name is Joost Appelboom and today we're here with another episode of the Pen Fans series. If you're not familiar with this series, we ask pen people 3 important fountain pen questions. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do that right now so you won't miss out on a video anymore. Today's guest is a very special guest because it's the one and only Mr. Fountain Pen Day. Cary, welcome. And we have just 3 questions for you. Let's start with the first question. Cary, how did you get into fountain pens?
So back a long time ago, I got into straight razor shaving, much like people fall into watch collecting or look at camera collecting and things like that. And I thought it was very, regimented, and it's just a passive thing, if you will, instead of just shaving and running out. And the more I read about it, the more I fell in love with it. And it was just one of those old school kind of things. And during my time period on one of the forums, which was Blade and Badger, there was a fountain pen that was being made just for Blade and Badger members, and they could buy it. And it was from the Edison Pen Company, and there was only 100. And I didn't think much of it at the time, but of course, after a couple of months went by and everybody got their pens and started posting, I was a little intrigued because fountain pens are old school, and it's just slowing down things. It's, much like straight razor shaving. And when I started clicking the links, because they're talking about, I posted it on Fountain Pen Network. Okay, so it's another forum, and I'm already on a forum, so I just clicked that link and went to another forum, and I discovered where they were talking about fountain pens. And they weren't just talking about fountain pens, they were talking about the pens, the ink, the history, what they're writing, why they're writing. And the most intriguing thing I think I discovered out of all of it was, as we were creeping into a digital age, people are just, putting everything in a MacBook or whatever they may be using. They had a quick discussion at one point about what stands the test of time. If you lose your phone, if your cloud goes under, everything is gone. But as you pry these rocks open and we discover the history of mankind, or humankind, you open it up, and what do you see? You see paintings on the wall. You see writing on the wall. And those are the things that last and stand the test of time forever. And it really kind of got me thinking about that and hearing people's stories about what they're reading from their relatives that have passed, and what they're left with are those journals and those time periods that we've gone through. So I got deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole and discovered I needed a fountain pen, and I needed paper, and I needed ink, and I needed, that whole accoutrement, if you will. And I just have been in it ever since, and I never left. And it's just such a great experience with great people.
It's a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing. Let's go to the second question, because Cary, you have, of course, 1 trillion fountain pens, but how do you store them?
So my preference is usually pen wraps, believe it or not. I use a lot of the pen wraps that I've acquired, ones that people have made. Some of them are one-offs that I find, things that just kind of, at the moment, that's how I look at it. At the moment, what appeals to me right then? Think about what you pack when you go on vacation. What clothes do you pack when you go on vacation? Whatever fits you well at that moment, right? So when I'm at a pen show, if I see a really cool pen wrap, I will generally get that, holding anywhere from 3 to 6 pens. But I do have a giant 40 pen case, one of the old bright orange Delta ones, and those who know will know.
Nice.
And but I have a lot of pens obviously in there, but mainly that's kind of how I store them.
It's beautiful. It's a great way to store your pens in a safe way as well. Let's go to the third and final question, because Cary, what is your top tip for someone that's using fountain pens?
When you're using fountain pens, the top tip: keep them clean. Don't just let them languish. If you are not using it, just rinse it, clean it a little bit, and put it away. I'd love to say, take it apart, ultrasonic it, go through all of what you really should really do. But at least empty out the ink and wash the feed, because that ink will turn into lacquer over time. And before you know it, you're going to take it out, want to use it, and now it's really going to be tough to clean. So just pen maintenance in general. It makes the experience much more enjoyable, less frustrating, because if you go on these forums, that's what people talk about. My pen won't write. And I see a lot of pens come in where I am, they get past to me. Hey, Cary, look at this pen. and I see just don't leave ink in your pens. If you're not using it, don't put ink in it. Just dip it, write with
I
it, and
think
you're okay, and then just rinse it. That's fine.
I think that's an amazing tip. Actually, I want to add something to that because sometimes we get customers here in the store that come here with their pen and say, "Yeah, it doesn't write anymore," and we just the only thing that we do is just clean it, ultrasonic bath, and then call the customer, let them pick it up, and they're like, "Wow, what did you do?" And then sometimes I really have the urge to tell a whole technical thing like, yeah, we did this and that and blah, blah, blah. But it's just cleaning. So please, people, just clean your pens once in a while, then everything is perfectly fine. So, Cary, thank you so much for answering these 3 questions. Appreciate it a lot. And everybody that's watching, and if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to do that right now. Also, head over to the Instagram page of Mr. Fountain Pen Day. It is Fountain Pen Day, actually. And just follow the page. And we see you next week with another Pen Fan series. Bye bye.